Welcome back to some professional StarCraft, to a best of 7 Terran versus Protoss battle, and I am happy to introduce the most exciting Terran in the world right now. Yes, it's Micro Jackson. It's ByuN. Up against the second-ranked mysterious Protoss player who gives even the top Koreans a run for their weekly prize money. Yes, it's MaxPax. We don't know who he is, but we know how he do, and he do pretty well against some of these top players, partially because I think he's willing to match their aggression. I think MaxPax is more than willing to base trade, to take risks, and against a player like ByuN, you have to do that. Playing standard doesn't seem to work. And MaxPax, he sent out the first adept instead of keeping it at home to block the Reaper, which means he's able to delay the command center, but ByuN is already going for concussive shells. So if you like high aggression, if you like watching two players just slugging at each other from the start, you should also like this video and subscribe while you still have the chance, because otherwise you might not have the time. As ByuN able to shut down that first adept, but gets his command center delayed, and very important, MaxPax got a scout. Blink on the way, and it is a best of 7. This is the AlphaX Pro Series, which just so happens to feature ByuN on quite a frequent basis. Not quite half the matches, but not too far off either, and we're glad for it. Okay, so shield battery done. A bit of a semi-wall there. Actually works against MaxPax as those concussive shell marauders pounding their way through. There is still the option for shield battery overcharge, but you don't want to risk another gateway unit coming out and chasing down the marauders that right now don't have stim, or any other real support. MaxPax, a nice calm response to this so far, and overall getting 40 probes, adding on a robo, looking quite comfortable. He knows that ByuN cannot have too quick of a big bio follow-up. Well, there are two options. One, it's just a big bio play, which sounds like some sort of conspiracy. No, it's just every Terran build order for most of StarCraft 2. Going for a concussive shell, while it can catch your opponent off guard, MaxPax's choice to send the adept directly across blunted that. And now ByuN has a Widowmine drop a little later than usual. And you can tell because Blink is already going to be complete by the time the drop gets here. Reaper scouts the third. Of course, Widowmine's not going to do much against that. But ByuN with a Widowmine drop is, well, he's done horrible, terrible, amazing things with it, depending on which perspective you're watching from. MaxPax saw the medevac. He's just trying... Oh, but no. Oh, no. Oh, he was so right. He was waiting out of the edge of the vision. And he blinks, but ByuN... Of course, medevacs can fly, and stalkers suffer from a severe lack of that ability. He still finds some damage. Okay, I'm not sure if we're using this, so... Jimmy, just be ready to edit this part out. Oh, no. Okay, well... Instant replay. Yeah, we don't have the battle report. All we have is the live action. They share the same hotkey as rewind. MaxPax with the counter blink. Got the warp prism. So overall, the Widowmine drop. 2 workers killed total. So not the end of the world. Got a stalker. But without the medevac and the mines to keep MaxPax tied at home, well, he's gonna go hunting. And ByuN's main looks like the prime grounds right now. Well, oh my god, look at this positioning. There's a fine line between walling off your siege tanks and being in a, quote, an entrenched position. And it appears ByuN is walking that line right now. The quad stalker attack. MaxPax surprisingly conservative with the stalkers, but here's the thing. He's seen no third command center. MaxPax knows he's in a good economic position. As long as he just keeps ByuN busy, he can take advantage of his third base. It's going to kick in. He's going to have the resources. All he needs are the gateways with which to spend them. And, well, there you go. 55 probes. Charge +1. Observer as well. Well, how many observers does he have out already? Only one. Looking for any drops coming out, which, well, kind of a bit prescient there as ByuN. Well, it's ByuN, but also, yeah, MaxPax knows who he's playing here. Not the most efficient way to scout, but he got the scout. Be a little careful, blinking to the low ground. Where did that prism go? Did he recall? I believe he did. I hear it unloading. Yeah, he recalled the prism back. ByuN doesn't know that. It was out of vision range. He's keeping units back at home. What? He stimmed that one? Really? Really? He actively stimmed that one Marine. Okay. Just gotta get that scout, though. Stalker's still trying to hold the Marines back. +1 attack. About to complete for MaxPax, but is his unit count going to be high enough to make a dent in ByuN's significant bioforce here? Siege is up in the middle of the map. Charge lots. Ooh. Well-placed turret. Not going to cover the whole main, but going to slow things down. Not going to be able to find a warp in, though, as the Vikings will ward away the prism. Reinforcements doing well. Bunker making quite a nice chew toy for a single zealot that came in towards the natural. Was also scouting for the third. And ByuN will land his third, holding the middle of the map, realizing that it's a little dicey while all these options are on the table to engage. Both these players showing a surprising, I don't know if surprising is the right word, but a considerable respect for the defensive capabilities of their opponent. Both of them historically have been incredibly aggressive, but ByuN backs off and MaxPax pulls back, as neither player are willing to commit a significant portion of their army this early in the game on something that's essentially a coin flip, if not worse. Storm. We've been seeing it as kind of a change-up. Still not the most reliable choice, but if your opponent is really dependent on siege tanks, then disruptors are not usually as strong, and you can get away with going for Templar, because it helps to delay the ghost somewhat, but not too long, as ByuN already has them in the production tab. Are those Templar in the prism? Of course, the Stormhammer prism. Templar may have gotten a slight buff to their move speed alongside sentries and observers in the patch, but the War Prism is a much safer home for them, especially since ghosts are scary. Scan spots the conspicuous prism there, and a severe lack of RoboBay units. ByuN gets the observer, and now not both sides about 10 minutes, despite the early shenanigans. Gonna be nearly maxed out. MaxPax has 4 going on 5 bases. His vision is incredible. He knows the map is dark and full of Terrans. He tries to light it up however he can. ByuN, on the other hand, is content to sit back and build up the best mid-game army he can. And right now is looking pretty good. He's got 6 medevacs, 6 ghosts, handful of tanks, whole bunch of marauders and marines filling in the rest. 1-1 is done. MaxPax about to finish +2 attack. We're about to max out. So this is when ByuN wades through the storm. Already preempting it. He hadn't seen the Templar explicitly before that point, but they were heavily implied with the prism, so he confirms it there. The Artosa and what is it? Is it a Tastelope? A Tastelope. Is that taste? Because of course, Artosis and Tasteless in their natural forms, which are something similar to a rhino combined with a deer giraffe. So it's from all those years of looking over at Artosis' screen to see what he's looking at, because Tasteless is too far away from his own. Charge lots. Charging into the third, but the depots, a scattered, anything to distract the charge lots. They are easily distracted as melee units. These are entirely intentional depots. Anything he can do to funnel without forcing his units through a tiny choke point You don't want it to be just this tiny 1x1 space, but maybe 2 or 3 zealots side by side. That's a more manageable quantity than the entire concave. ByuN still zoning. MaxPax is maxed out. I got nothing for Pax. If you have any Pax-related puns, though, he's paxing up his zealots and sending them on a... Well, extended thermal lance. Dark Shrine is complete. And DT Blink being added on. Widow Mine directly to the face of the leading stalker. Thankfully, it wasn't the prism. And here we go into the third. MaxPax just jams himself in here, but look at the mini-map right now with ByuN. Oh my god, from every angle, who's flanking who? I think we know the answer to that question. ByuN with the near 360-degree surround. The Colossi are knocked down. MaxPax is wiped off the field. ByuN from every side. And the Protoss crumble. Oh my, well. Looking unstoppable. He had those units out there to catch any roaming, and then the storm just washes out off the faces of half a dozen Marauders. But otherwise, give him some time to heal. He's hunting Colossi, and he's finding them. You should know better than that. As someone from Denmark, MaxPax should know the danger of Vikings, but it appears he's forgotten. Because, you know, it's 2023, not 823. But ByuN sniping off zealots. 2-2 isn't even done. MaxPax had an upgrade advantage in that fight. Not that it particularly matters when your units are dying before they can get close. Couple more Colossi coming up, but ByuN making it look easy when in fact it's incredibly difficult. Just micro. Just micro. Just set up a multi-pronged flank, position your Vikings, land the EMPs, make sure everything is stimmed, but at the right time, while also using your Marauders to soak damage for your Marines. Just micro. And he's adding on Liberators to complement. I don't think he expected the Colossus count to grow like this again. Oh my god, his army is 24 Marauders and 15 Marines. He can essentially slow every single charge lot. There's almost as many Marauders as charge lots. Well, the DTs. Oh my god, did he see them? Or was that select all army? I saw ByuN selected those Widow Mines, but they may have been part of the control group from before, so... I'm like, there's no way. Okay. Alright, so the DTs will do some damage. A lot of SCVs going down, and MaxPax is remaxed. He wasn't... To MaxPax's credit, he fought in the middle of the map. He fought on ByuN's side, which gave him time to rebuild before... And you saw ByuN tried to sprint across the map. Storm met him on the shores, the beaches of his Nexus, and that attack kind of crumbled to just a couple Templar. Because, of course, these medevacs are overtaxed and underpaid right now. I can't believe I'm saying it, but 6 medevacs are not nearly enough. Like, he's building 3 more. ByuN agrees. And what? You can't just keep building command centers. You know what? This is already played out. I'm just gonna assume when ByuN does it, it is the meta. That is, from now on, no more questioning it. He's correct. Until proven otherwise. He's at, what is that? 9 command centers, and counting. He's only on 5 bases, so MaxPax has some clear objectives here. Unfortunately, the Liberators are cutting him off. Advanced Ballistics is already done at +2 ship weaponization, but the army from the north, the Disruptors wander in. They take off a chunk, but MaxPax losing his head. The Colossi making prime targets as they slide around there as the Marauders slam into him. Small charge lock counter. Even the DTs softened up by the Widow Mines that have been guarding the ramp there. Goes for the sensor tower. The Chew Toys working as intended. There's also a Liberator guarding the command center. MaxPax holding on, but so far the cost efficiency, oh my god, over twice as cost effective. In TVP, in a macro TVP, ByuN has lost half as much. It's getting a little ridiculous with them. This is not some sort of early game Widowmine drop or timing. This is a full-fledged battle. But it's becoming a little less even as time goes on. And now 3-3 finishes. The upgrades are maxed out. MaxPax was maxed out, besides the shield upgrades. Which is about as close as you get. It's not like the shields are doing anything anyways, right? So, ByuN's making sure of that. Well, falling back a bit, picks up. He notices how few stalkers there are, and has the meanwhile, this army comes up. Disruptor shot, dodges away, gets clipped with a few. Another shot, that'll connect. The splash damage, a tsunami here. Here we go. Counterattack from MaxPax, going for what was once the third base, but ByuN's still over here. Enough Marauders, gets the Nexus. Medevacs will get out. There's nothing to contest this bio army. The Chew-Toy command centers. Too juicy of a target for the DTs not to hit. And actually kind of a choke. He recalls into the army. The army just crumbles. The EMPs strip away the shields, and the Marauders do the rest. The Medevacs are nearly out of energy. In fact, almost entirely here. But the snipes are still coming out. ByuN, he lost some ground, but MaxPax loses a base and a lot of his key units. Another fight that I think, when you tally it all up, goes into ByuN's column. And it's not like you kill a base and he's out of bases here. He lost one command center, which he's now replacing. And he's doing it. He's not even maxed out. He's like, no. I will not stand for this. I must build. There's supposed to be a command center right here. And, well, there will be. Oh, my. Small armies throughout the field, but MaxPax, his economy is mostly gone. Over 90 workers. Almost loses a Ruptor to a Widowmine. Finally cleans that up. But guess what? The bio army with the Medevacs were there all along. Does he see the DTs? Oh. I think he noticed he's just scanning. I mean, he has 6 orbitals, so he can pretty much scan almost on cooldown. I'm very surprised he didn't see them there, but that's part of it as well, I'm sure, is just having essentially unlimited scans wherever you want them. Liberator siege up. MaxPax gonna try a bit of a half-hearted base trade, but here comes ByuN, left and right, only given some ground in the center. The charge lots file and EMP snipes more than enough. The Marauders, not even. Oh, and ByuN. Oh, wow. Well. Yeah, MaxPax, I don't think he handled the early game well. The Blink did good. He had a solid economy. I don't know. At some points, it feels like truly ByuN has just solved StarCraft. Lately, many of these games feel like, the thing is, you look at like just two ranks of Terran below ByuN is Cure, which the eternal punching bag. I see your comments, YouTube and Twitch, but many YouTube comments like, is he even a pro? Cure's ranked 10 in the world right now, but Cure plays just such a, it's almost like he's playing another race. It's like Cure's playing with training wheels. He will get hit by banelings. He will get hit by disruptors. beyond, like, all these things that are supposed to be force multipliers, you can't multiply by 0. You don't come up with much. Like... Oh yeah, give ByuN his game, Jimmy. I don't think it'll be the last one. Whoa! Thank you, and curses for the raid. We're doing it live. Direct Strike. I don't know if he was playing. I think he was playing Keystone card game. I saw that. I can't. I get too frustrated at people. I don't know if he was, but... Incursus plays all the great StarCraft 2 arcade games you should play while listening to me cast people that make this game look impossible for average human beings. Oh, he's playing Super Auto Pets. My point still stands. The best battle royale out there. Oh, no. Not Super Animal Race, Super Auto Pets. Check it out. Wholeheartedly. So much fun. Addicting. Not as addicting as watching ByuN do his very best to get Terran nerfed again. Even while knowing that. Here's my conspiracy theory. Okay? ByuN has been on fire these last couple months. Like, he was very good before. Last year, he was doing great, but he seems unstoppable right now. Right as soon as the new patch was pretty much finalized. Now that he knows it's unlikely we'll have another major patch for a while, he's like, finally, I can use my keyboard again. Yeah, I'm sure that's it. From the guy who played 2,000 tournament games last year, is really holding back. I think ByuN sees his military service coming up. No, he doesn't. He sees it in the rearview mirror. He's already completed it, which makes him a massive standout as well. He is one of the few Korean players who has completed his military service, come back, and found success. Like, of the same level. And, well, ByuN, it's very hard to be the same level he was, because he was the world champion when he beat Dark in 2016. But he's a contender again, which is just pretty much unprecedented. Also, ByuN, 29 years old. We got a lot in common. Like, a lot of people just kind of assume that as you get up there, towards 30 or so, is when you start dropping off. But ByuN is literally only getting better and faster. So, I mean, the exception may very well prove the rule, and I think the same is in normie sports as well. But... like you compare to Cyril, who I believe is 23 or 24 now, Maru 25. I mean, they're old-timers now. Raynor 19, Clem 18. Maybe, I don't know. Years are going by so fast. Maybe it's one or two more than that. But. I like this kind of stuff I don't even point out anymore. He got 3 probe kills with these Reapers, and he's still, like, he's doing this. He keeps the Reapers alive. Here comes the Widow Mine drop. Drops the mines out. They are going to burrow. Still gets into the main, using the Reaper wall setup against him. Distracts with the Reapers again. MaxPax handles this pretty well, but he loses 6 probes. Oh, come... No. He comes back in, picks up the mine, and gets out. And this is all, he hasn't missed a beat back home. MaxPax is even on workers, and he's up against mules, so that is not ideal. There's Stim on the way. Is there +1? ByuN? Is that next, or is something... No, reactor's next. Oh. Did he try a mine drop, or was that a Reaper? I believe that was the Reaper. Or Prism. Reactor and +1. 4 Stalkers, but the tank... slightly out of range here. But a second tank is coming up. Badium... Oh, you can't take those hits! Widowmine equals the efforts of all 4 Stalkers in the Prism with a single volley. And the medevac gets out. Actually, it surpasses it with 4 kills to 3. Well. Just reminding us he is human. He didn't know where the Prism was. Okay, so... He was gambling the Prism was still somewhere over here. And sometimes it doesn't quite pay off. But he successfully scouted the positioning of the War Prism. There are probably cheaper ways to do that. Raven headed out. The zoning turret funneling the Stalkers here. Raven has nearly enough for 3 turrets, which are pretty easy to take down now, but still do plenty of damage if not dealt with quickly. Drops 2. Wait, can he kill Stalkers with those? What? I guess. Alright, whatever. I mean, they still do plenty of damage, it's just they're more, they're squishier. Those Stalkers not having a great day so far. ByuN setting up for his 3rd. Well, he's at least feigning a setup for his 3rd, trying to bait the Stalkers in. Clearly nothing to defend right now, unless he forgot he didn't build a 3rd, but I doubt that's the case. This is a very strong-looking army coming across. MaxPax is going for Storm, but it's halfway done. Are there even any Templar? There are 3 Templar. Thing is, if those tanks get set up, I don't know how much the Storm is really going to do. Especially if the Templar just gets sniped. Does ByuN realize? Like, MaxPax can... But the tanks, oh, not. The Widow Mines. He just walks in and takes the game. Well, that was clean. There wasn't too much detail there, just solid execution from ByuN. Defended back at home. Widowmine dropped, kept MaxPax busy, did some damage. And by the time any other tech could kick in, Freudian slip. ByuN was already kicking down the door. Game 3, Gresvin. The super macro map, at least the longest games we've seen so far. Where's this SCV going, ByuN? I mean, last game was also a semi-proxy Rex I just kind of glossed over. It was just for a couple Reapers. It was not like I need to do critical damage, just to get those Reapers in a bit quicker. ByuN also knows all the disgusting spots where the SCV... I'm pretty sure the SCV in this entire area is prevented, like, probes can't hit it. Oh my god, it's because this gas geyser walls that area off. Sometimes there's a gap between the gas geyser and the minerals, like in the main. Oh my. Yeah, that's intentional. And also, this area is a Reaper cliff. So. Double gas play. This is a map with no ramp to the natural, which ByuN seems to favor the double gas. And so, I mean, for all Terran, Hero Marine, ByuN, I assume there are other Terrans out there, but they never get very far in tournaments or play in the weekly cups, so. Wow, that was needlessly insulting to almost everyone. But, that is most of my data points recently. Both ByuN and Hero Marine favoring the heavy tech plays on maps without ramps to the net. Whereas on maps like Altitude and on Babylon, maybe a bit more macro-oriented one racks expand. I'm not sure if it's a hard and fast rule, because on Ancient Cistern there wasn't really any of that. But by and large, it makes it easier to know where the Stalkers and Adepts and all those early game units are, if you don't have to go up a ramp in order to see them. It's not too much of a logical leap. Goes straight for the probes. Even pops a grenade. MaxPax. Good probe micro. ByuN gets a kill. You can't keep getting away with it! Oh my god. Right? There's no way out. You can't get out back there. Revision. Apparently you can. It truly doesn't, like, if you look on this side, it's a little more obvious, but it's still not super clear. Oh, it doesn't have the little indicator that we usually put to show that's a Reaper jump location. Even at the natural, usually there's like a little caution indicator or something. Map makers have been adding those, like even here, but... I don't like it. He gets 2 kills, but the second probe was on the other side. Coming back around. What okay, what did MaxPax see? Oh, he's expecting a cyclone! Yeah. The Tech Lab factory, in his mind, that's a like, he's inside his own home. The safety of his own base. Which is... Don't use your lift. That Reaper is so incredibly annoying that MaxPax is like, nah, whatever. Like, the Stalkers would have gotten it, right? Well, the shield battery does nothing but potentially hamper the probes against Widow Mine drop. So, technically, Stargate, man, he sold him the Cyclone. And there is a Cyclone, is the beauty of it. He's building a Cyclone now. But the Phoenixes come across the map expecting Cyclone. But ByuN has a Widow Mine drop ready to come in. And I bet he will come straight in now, as he knows the Phoenixes are there. MaxPax. It's already bad. Unburrows all of them. Yes. Oh, he's recalling? Oh, he's retargeting. He's juggling. And he goes to the, like, it's not the amount of mining time lost now. I know that's said as, like, a real thing, but... Well, yeah, honestly, though, could have gone worse. He only got 2 probes. There was a recall, but overall, that really didn't do much. He got and very key in why the Phoenixes can be so good, is they can actually kill the medevac. Like, that's guaranteed to kill if there's no sort of follow-up there. So, the Phoenixes give you a lot more counterattack options than just the Blink Stalkers, which have some very clear responses. Goes, and now, as you see, working around any angle he can. And ByuN, yeah. I think he was trying some mind games with the mine drop, because clearly a Tech Lab is not what is needed for a mine, unless you're going Drilling Claws, but... This time, MaxPax gets wide. Well, at least reacts to it fine. Turret still just working around the edge. Triple threat on the way for ByuN. Stim, combat shield +1. MaxPax gathering the Phoenixes, but so far, this is the best start for him, I think. As the Phoenixes are kind of a built-in counter to the Raven. They're clearly good if they catch the medevacs. And he's already got Colossi on the way. Not trying for Templar or really Twilight this time, but instead directly to the Phoenix Colossus. With those first two medevacs, ByuN will be moving out. But there's a lot on these two medevacs to get damage done. So we'll see. Is he going to wait for 4 of them? Did he see the Robo? He saw the Robo. He did not see the Robo Bay. But the longer he waits, the harder this is going to get. We got to babysit the Raven. The Raven is probably the most important part of this entire attack. Both players know, as it has enough energy to scramble 2 Colossi. Or any variety of things. ByuN feeling quite penned in here. Getting a 3rd CC. Which is kind of an admission of, well, this is taking a while to come together. +1 is done. Concussive is done. It's about as good as it's going to get right now for ByuN. Phoenixes really stims a lot of the Marines. Most, if not all. MaxPax working those Phoenixes right now. Oh no, the Raven! He got it. Well, this entire... And then he... Well... There's no such thing as a free Raven. That MaxPax fumbled at the goal line there. It still is a win to get the Raven, but he clearly did not need to lose all those Phoenixes. Oh. And that makes this drop a lot scarier, because the anti-air is just 3 Phoenixes, 2 Sentries, and a Stalker, which is not enough to deal with this comfortably. Especially since the Phoenixes could just get targeted almost immediately. Yeah, the Colossi show up, the Marauders are soaking most of the damage, targets through another Phoenix, loads into the non-bruised medevacs, 13 probes die, and you give ByuN an inch, he's gonna take a kilometer, and here. 19 probes, it isn't great. It's still very costly for the Korean Terran, but losing those Phoenixes opened up this opportunity. Twice that amount, and that drop is dead, essentially on arrival. So ByuN works whatever angle he finds, and does... Oh wait, he's ahead on workers. Ah! I mean... And what does MaxPax have to show for it? Well, this observer is gonna spot at least one of those drops. ByuN knows. There's a Widowmine drop. Still a strong army from MaxPax. There's how many Vikings? 0, which is not very many. And 3 extended thermal lance Colossi with +1. But ByuN caught in a bit of an awkward spot. Charizard's warping in. No Guardian Shield yet. The Marauders splitting against the potential damage. Widowmine drop is heading in. Is MaxPax paying attention? Certainly not. He's going to get drops in all of them. Does he have an armory? He does not, but does that even really matter? You're going to see the probe count rack it up on the other side here. Going to lose one of these command centers. No cancel. Ghost wandering up. Land some EMPs. Soften up the Archons. Widowmine drops. More probe kills. But the Archon's still enough buffer. Oh, boys are pulled. Trying to target down at least one of the Colossi so they aren't melted immediately. But it looks like MaxPax has just barely enough to grind through. Oh, it looked a little thin there. But ByuN kind of forced back with minimal defenses, no Vikings. MaxPax finds the timing. And finally, he strikes back. Oh. Well, I don't think it was the most comfortable game for MaxPax. If he had gotten away with those Phoenixes without losing half of them seconds after killing the Raven, I would have called that a solid turnaround. But that definitely took the shine off that move and opened up the opportunity for ByuN to potentially bring it back, because after that, the attack wasn't really happening, because without the Raven, the Colossi are more than enough. Well, we got a series. Game 4, Dragon Scales. ByuN 2, MaxPax 1. He still looks so dangerous, even when he doesn't have anything he needs to deal with it. Somehow. I do think the Phoenixes are the way. The problem is they are... It's a very fine balance to walk between opening Phoenixes and whether you continue down that road. You build too many, and you become very vulnerable to Widow Mines and EMP. Or you build too few, and then they're just going to run you around your own bases in the early game. ByuN? Okay, I can no longer call it a rule. This map clearly has a ramp to the natural. Yet, ByuN says, give me tech. Double gas here. Last game, I don't know if it was because of the early scout he went Widow Mine drop, because you don't just show a tech lab and then Widow Mine. I don't think he was going for the mine games. I think he just didn't expect to be scouted quite so early. And likely would have gone for the Cyclone otherwise. But, what? No, what? Almost lost an SCV there. Now gonna try to bait the probe in, clearly. Slight repair. He repaired it to take 2 hits. But not enough to like, if you don't look closely, you might still think it's 1 hit away. Oh, the mind games. And also he's locked in the probe, so. Will MaxPax recall? I doubt it. Oh, he's coming back in. Too late. The probe will die. Vengeance attained. He doesn't care. He knows. He knows that... ByuN knows that MaxPax knows he's going to go factory. Okay, you don't go 2 gas unless you're, for some reason, proxying multiple racks for Reapers, which is not really a thing against Protoss. Shield batteries are quite good. No, I wouldn't put it past him. No warp gate yet, because of course the Stargate, quite an expensive choice, and the pseudo Reaper wall there helping out. What's happening back at MaxPax? Single adept. He keeps sending those adepts across, chrono boosting, and I think it's helping. There's a very small amount. Well, certainly helping here as he delays the command center. But getting that scout and trying to nail down, especially this tech-heavy build, is very... Oh, he gets a Reaper? I don't know how this ends. Well, I know what the... Oh, now I do. The Reaper definitely helping there. Oh, another adept, though. Feeling... Usually the adepts are the super mobile units. But Reapers put him to shame. And they heal. ByuN not intimidated by an adept. Never has been. Still don't mind MaxPax's position, as he's got plenty of probes. He's got his natural up and running. ByuN was a bit delayed on that, and is now just adding on his tech. Yeah, not going Widow Mine, but instead Hellion into Cyclone, and now adding a tank as well. Huh. Wait. How much gas? He's still mining gas. He hasn't added a starport yet, though, which is a bit odd. Huh. This is happening. Put him down. All right, come back. Yeah, there's no... ByuN brought SCVs to try to repair it in the air, which I think if he was closer may have worked. That was the intent there. Which, if they can repair in the air, why can't they attack the air? Oh, all of this is getting dismantled now. Overall, MaxPax finding a lot with the Phoenixes. They're doing well. The Cyclone, not the clear counter, as the Cyclone is easily picked up and dispatched on its own. MaxPax has no energy, maybe one left here, but we'll use it. But chipping away at ByuN's defenses. Still no starport for ByuN. Which... I guess he just doesn't want to contest the air at all. Is he going to pull the boys? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're not... This is not a macro... How many is the question. He's got 3 Tacta boys with the tank right now. So just Tacta boys to start. Though just enough to repair, build bunkers and such. Still quite a commitment, but definitely not all in. Just now getting the starport at the very back. Reinforcements will be cut off here as the SCVs hugging that tank. No! ByuN! They left one behind. Billy! No! He's easily distracted. Oh, he'll live. No. God. MaxPax looking the other way for a moment. If I stand very still, he may not know. That is still way too much army supply. For a force field is... I'm not sure who that's supposed to intimidate here. But here comes ByuN. He's gonna throw some turrets on. The Bronze Leaguers are right all along. Turrets also a kind of an awkward but potentially effective counter to Colossi. He's raising the TPM as obviously the Phoenixes are a major threat and he needs to protect those tanks. Well, here we go. This looks like, and I'm speaking from very personal experience, this looks like a Silver Leaguer playing 4v4. Like, no, I'm just gonna build some bunkers and some turrets in front of his base. And then he can't get out of his base. It's like, the Phoenixes can fly, bro. Yeah, but he can't get out. It's like, okay. Alright. I mean, there's no warp prism, so this is kind of a contain. MaxPax did have probes on the map, so just expand to the corner here. Another reinforcing group. He's scouting this with the Adept Shades. Extended Thermal Lance is about done. Charge is still a long way off. He's building a wall of bunkers and reinforcing tanks are on the way. Like, oh, he sees it. Oh no. But can ByuN can't really split his units over there, can he? Wow. He stims. Because he knows the Phoenixes are on the other side of the map. Okay. MaxPax, this is his vision. He knows what's out there. The tanks easily cover the bottom of the ramp. The Phoenixes are coming up, but I think this is just enough Marines that the Phoenixes can't fight it. He scans looking for the Phoenixes. Oh my god. And then we'll just keep building bunkers. It'll never get out. Well, the charge lots close the distance. MaxPax making the most of it. The bunkers will fall. The tanks will be picked up from the back line, and the Colossi are walking into the turrets, and they will die to them. So when everything's said and done, when the tanks are dropped back down and the Marines, I think that was a win for ByuN. He holds the turrets. A natural predator to Colossi. Ooh, check that off your bingo cards. The turrets, so the key part here is the turrets don't have the same threat priority, which we've been talking about lately. The turrets are not registered as a threat of as high priority as the siege tanks. So the Colossi or the Marauders and all that behind them. So the Colossi will walk into turret range to attack the bio, is the issue. MaxPax adds a shield battery and overcharges it. And that means they are actually kind of a useful counter. Target fire knocks down a Colossus, but the Archons are looking like a little bit tougher here. The Colossi still zoned by turrets. The tanks are gone. Few Archons shaved off. Whatever happened to the Phoenix? The Phoenixes all died, right? Yeah, the Phoenixes are all dead. And ByuN just has a third, so I think it's worked. I think the contain was just that. The cost to break out has been almost prohibitive for MaxPax. He has this army here. And if ByuN holds this, then there's really nothing, there's no follow-up. Oh no, Colossi, why are you like this? Well, the drops are headed back. Who knows how those are going to be used? The Archons not well known for their effectiveness against flying buildings. MaxPax taking the third here. Some ghosts on the way. Is ByuN now being kind of... This is more of a don't come out of your base or you'll be sorry, as opposed to a particularly tough contain. Oh, wow, the Viking count. He's up to 4. And that one of those Colossi is already bruised. A lot of Marauders. And there's nothing to reshield, and there's no real ranged anti-air. I'm not counting Archons. He's juggling back. ByuN's chasing. He's got him on the run. Or the juggling run. I don't know what was back there, but down goes a Colossus. The Archons, though. Oh, wow. ByuN wandered in. Wait, that force field didn't really work. They just went off to the right. ByuN wandered into what was almost a horrible position. But that force field was about 3 pixels to the left of where it needed to be. (1-1) versus just +1. ByuN was the 6 worker lead and upgrade advantage. There's still a bunch of Archons that... Ghosts are on the field, but Archons are still quite beefy. Unlikely EMP will hit all of them. Trying to protect the Colossus, but that seems like a bit of a losing battle, and it keeps the Archons out of position. Down goes the Prism. Down goes the Colossi. The Archons aren't enough. ByuN keeping MaxPax, essentially stiff-arming him for long enough to create the space, and then the momentum was too much, and that puts ByuN on match point. Well, here we are. Just build some turrets in front of his base, bro. That's why don't you just do that? Why they should have done that in the first place. I don't know if I can wholeheartedly recommend turrets. They shoot Phoenixes, they shoot Colossi. I don't see a downside, but I don't even know where that came from for ByuN. I don't know if that's like... It felt like a freestyle right there. Like, he knew the Phoenixes were the key point of the game before it. So, he just kind of slapped something together. Well, we're going into game 5. ByuN on match point here. I don't know what the right answer is. I have not seen a push quite like that in on this patch at all. Not that that is really the defining characteristic, but so. Yeah, I'm racking up like Immortals. Thing is, the Colossi are also very important. He kind of dealt with it. I don't know. It's a very case-by-case basis, it feels like. There's a very real possibility ByuN just ends up getting crushed because his army is committed to a super awkward position. But that never seems to happen. He just always seems to slip away. I think MaxPax did a great job of keeping himself together there. There were many points where most players would have been like, heck it. I'm going. Like, by the time you see bunkers building with turrets in front of your base, there feels like there's a timer on you. And you wanna get that pressure off, but MaxPax held it together. I think you give him another shot at that similar situation, he's gonna do even better. Though, obviously, incredibly stressful. Oh my god. Oh, I know what it is. So, the look of the planks here, the like boardwalk planks, is very similar to the tile set on Royal Blood. The like fancy hardwood floors. So I get some kind of intense deja vu sometimes when I'm not paying attention. It's like if it's 2,000 years later, they just abandoned the place, and here we are. You find, I mean, where are the moopies? A bunch of the natives are hanging out around the map now. The ones who were left behind evolved into... They're waiting. Whoa! Right into the Marines. Unfortunate. See, it's all about lore. I'm all about lore. Okay. You know, if there's one thing I'm a real stickler about, it's being very detailed and accurate about the lore of things. That is definitely one of the things I am incredibly theoretically passionate about. Of course, whatever lore I make up is the key point. But like and subscribe. Blink on the way. MaxPax reverting to Blink. Did he see enough to... He doesn't know if it's going to be factory behind. He didn't really have... I think he saw no second guess. 3 CC, 3 racks. I didn't even notice the third CC. ByuN very, very low tech. Somehow more low tech than last game, where he didn't get a starport for like 6 minutes. As it's just straight up bow. This is brute force versus Blink Micro. On paper, I think MaxPax gonna stack up well, as without Medivacs, every stim is permanent, any damage is permanent, and with Blink, you can be incredibly efficient. And since ByuN went for a third CC, this isn't hitting as quickly or as hard as it possibly could. I think as soon as MaxPax sees... Yeah, he's lining himself up to deal with a Widow Mine drop. As soon as he sees the barracks, he goes out on the map. Because you need to get over there and keep him pinned in his base as best you can. Yeah, the Adept Shade's keeping him busy. He's pulled everything out of the main. Let's go. No Widow Mine drops to worry about. That weight on his shoulders is replaced by another one. This one much more direct. A bunch of dudes hyped up on Stimpack. Somehow it makes them shoot and move faster. Well, the Stimpack not quite complete, and there aren't that many units. There is a bunker, and the observer's in a great position. And also some Marines were sent out for a counterattack, but the bunker will die almost immediately. Yeah, MaxPax getting some damage done. He saw the third CC, correct? Yeah. He knows that he can really focus on this. I'm pretty sure he saw the Marines head out as well. He was warping in at home instead of at the front. Gonna kill some more of the SCVs. Ah, and the Marines. MaxPax blinking back, but the Marines already stemmed. The Stalkers should be able to deal with it. The boys pulled. Buffering for the Marauders for now. 10 SCVs down. Miss Mule drop. And MaxPax cleans it up at home. So, pretty good. Only issue is ByuN does have 3 CC up against a later third base Protoss, so gotta keep the pressure on here. Blanc's in. The SCVs are already in position to repair, though. He gets the bunker with the last volley. Baits out a stem. They get a blink at the prism. Oh, wow. MaxPax with 2 flavors of blink is... Wow, that was some great micro there, avoiding the brunt of that damage. And now there's no bunker. And without medevacs, the medevacs are just about to complete, but they take some time to heal. And that's a lot of blink stalkers. MaxPax are really making the most of this right now. The boys have to be pulled. +1 is done for ByuN, and the medevacs are out, but his marauder count is starting to thin. Ooh, loses 3 stalkers in a row there, but blinking the rest back, getting him caught a little close, though, as ByuN chases them down. Whoa, he killed 14 SCVs in the last minute, but he did lose a lot of stalkers there. 13 stalkers down so far. Overall, I think a good trade, especially considering the economic situation. More stalkers warped in, and ByuN can't really go trapezing across the map quite yet. MaxPax runs the risk of losing his critical mass and not being able to rebuild it because he's entirely reliant on gateway units. But at the same time, you don't want to just let ByuN sit back and build up. A lot of those stalkers, 1 Marauder hit of HP away from death. Oh, command center. Vulnerable orbital floating over. Marauders angrily stem down. I don't know if they do anything not angrily. Looks like it's very tough to move in those suits. But snapping up a few of the stalkers that are most vulnerable. Concussive shells is done. +1 now on the way. RoboBay. MaxPax has managed his economy and unit production really well this game. He's towing the line with the blink stalkers, but he's coming out on the better side of it. If he can get to that RoboBay and get his 4th, it becomes very difficult for ByuN to do much. Oh my god, he has so many Marauders. It's 13 Marauders. He just builds Marauders. Doesn't even bother with those silly Marines. 2 toy depots here. It works for the Stalkers as well. Anything to slow him down. Depot's cheaper than rebuilding Marauders and Marines. Charge is done. Here comes MaxPax. Laying on the attack. Charge lots filing through. Stalkers. Guardian shield. Tank. Boys pull. Medevac doing what they can. Filing into the depots here. And that's why he does that. ByuN, it's not by accident he lays down those depots the way he does. He needs whatever... It might seem random, but he finds whatever opportunity to funnel the charge lots. And just like that, ByuN. I think that was a better fight for him. Units lost getting closer to even. Still ByuN losing some SCVs, but the critical mass of Bio remains. Combat shield about to finish. Ghosts on the way. Handful of blink stalkers. I don't think ByuN will be baited into stimming. Oh, gets a stalker. A few charge lots up here. Only stims a few. You can tell ByuN getting more comfortable with the situation. Which is not necessarily a great sign for MaxPax. There's a warp prism into the natural, though. Charge lots. Gonna open up the defenses. Not really anything here to deal with it. But meanwhile, the Stalker's catching any units in transit. A few more charge lots in the main. Lines up the snipes. 13 SCVs have died. A few Marines were rallied out across the map. Find the Stalkers. And, well, that prism existing is going to keep ByuN in an awkward position. And despite his losses, MaxPax has consolidated his side of the map. He's got 8 gates, he's getting a Templar Archives, extended thermal lance, +2 attack, +1 armor. A lot of things coming together. There's still a bit of a vulnerable timing where ByuN has a greater army supply with better upgrades. And without extended thermal lance, those Colossi are dangerously close. But there are not any Vikings here. The Colossi, lance is completed. Doesn't... Well, that's because of the beautiful charge lot counter is why ByuN is struggling on this fight. EMP. Meanwhile, the charge lot's forced back. There is a 4th command center optimistically here from ByuN, who's forced back again. The tanks finding some shots. It is 2 Colossi, but the medevacs are healing. I think there might be... Oh, no. Well, almost kills... Those Marauder shots very dangerous to the Colossi, but the charge lot's warped in. And the sheer amount of SCVs that have been killed may balance it out. A triple-pronged charge lot counter is enough. ByuN clearly distracted at the beginning of that fight and didn't have enough at home to really deal with this. And once again, MaxPax, while he might not have a clean victory in the battle, ends up taking a lead again through the economy. And now, ByuN is down to a little bit of desperation. Is it going to be all the medevacs into the main? Are we going to go just Hyper Turtle and hope for the best? There is no longer the ability to really fight heads up against MaxPax's army, especially once these upgrades kick in. The Liberator will kill the Zealot. Oh my god, he's trying to dodge the Liberator shots. That might be a bit too fancy here. +2 weapons is done. Army supply is still slightly in favor of ByuN. So MaxPax does have to be a little careful about dividing his army too much. Setting up NG base. Wait. These are just a wall. And so far, they're doing a pretty okay job of funneling things. EMPs. Yeah, look at those Zealots just file in. Wow. Quite a setup there. Vikings out. Not too many Stalkers. EMPs soften up the Archons. ByuN. Oh, he gets the Prism. There's only 2 Stalkers. The Vikings are putting a timer on these Colossi. Oh my, and the Colossi are forced back. He's target firing down. He might get another one of them. There's not enough anti-air, and ByuN yet again. Every time it looks like he's fallen behind, he manages to climb back up. It's still a very tough position. MaxPax has his entire half the map. He's got a dozen gateways. He's getting +2 armor and +3 attack. I'm surprised he isn't maxed out, but now how many robos does he have? 1. Yeah, those are rookie numbers. Dark Shrine on the way. MaxPax not willing to let ByuN have any space. And I think that's a decent precaution. But EMP lands, softens things up for the Vikings. The Marauders are standing their ground. Blink Stalkers try to move to intercept the Vikings, but not quite there. Liberator protecting the backline. Vikings still chasing, but saves it with a Warp Prism. It's at least one of them. A few charge lots, 6 more SCVs. But ByuN takes the supply lead. 77 SCVs to 2. Yet, ByuN still stands. That is the Workers Guild. But the workers are not the be-all end-all, especially as Terran. Huge warp in here, but gonna try to intercept the army to the north side. 2 Colossi on the back, but the charge lots with great upgrade, flanking, and he picks up into the medevacs. A devastating fight. ByuN walks right into the jaws of Protoss. There was a recall, but I think he misfired it. He went to the natural. I guess he didn't have the energy on the main. I don't know if that's that. I mean, it might help. A prison of his own design a bit here. Trying to deal with the medevacs. Loses a valuable one. ByuN is somewhat flailing, but the Vikings are in position to intercept the Colossi. And just like that, this Ruptor shot dodged. And he's back in it, killing probes. Another Ruptor shot. Outruns it. ByuN keeps going. He's not out yet. You can't keep getting away with it. He picks up. He gets out. Almost kills a prism. You cannot make any mistakes. 0 mistakes, and ByuN might still take it, but... Oh my. He keeps finding damage where it looks like there's nothing. He's squeezing water from a stone. Because that stone was sweating because it had to play ByuN. Oh, he gets out. Is there enough back at home? There's so many charge lots. There is a 3 upgrade advantage. They're just too beefy. I think at some point the math, the numbers, they don't lie. And they spell disaster. For ByuN. MaxPax holds. Well, finally, MaxPax able to secure it there. He had the lead in many senses of the word. He had the lead for much of the game, but it takes a lot. Oh, MaxPax did a very good job of keeping ByuN busy at key moments, of consolidating his economy, but it is reinforcing my feeling of really the best units that Protoss can put on the field are some of their worst ones. The charge lots. Just flooding the field, kind of like Zealotlings, essentially. We saw Raynor do it when he was playing some Protoss last year. But Zealotlings seem to be the order of the day. And without them, it's very difficult to be able to overrun that sheer amount of Terran. But MaxPax making it a real series here as we go into Neo-Humanity Game 6. ByuN's had enough of building barracks in his base. Don't be silly. Here we are again. Wait, didn't last map? No, Grezvin. It was Grezvin. Yeah. Last map was not a proxy race. What is this? Oh my god. This is a Reaper jump, and to get to the SCV in like over 50% of the build area, you have to go all the way around. He makes these places look like they were designed for proxy racks. Well, MaxPax is setting up, I'm pretty sure that straight up walls. I believe this map, because you look at the other side, these are actually little blockers here. So, well, I'm sure we're about to find out, so I don't need to speculate. As clearly that is a Reaper. MaxPax going to successfully scout the severe lack of anything to scout, besides a couple gas geysers. And this does not leave a ton of room for interpretation. He knows. Oh my god. Oh, I thought ByuN was going to come up and scout whether there was a Reaper wall. Comes back with the probe. There's nothing to really deal with it directly, so... Not this again. Oh my god. Using the pylon and the Nexus as potential blockers. Like... He's also sending another SCV out, though, just chasing them. He gets a kill. Gotta be careful not to take too much damage. He needs that to buy time. Gonna throw the grenade. Bounces the Stalker back, which will successfully buy more than enough time. Did that grenade make the difference? I think that grenade certainly made the difference between the SCV getting in the bunker or not. Maybe not finishing it. Oh my god. And now, dodge those shots, yep. Uh-huh. How does he know? He doesn't. Oh, does he? Knew it would take a hit! Okay, he lost. He just killed the battery. Wait, how is he not shoot? How is he avoiding shoot? I don't... That's kind of crazy. He's going to be able to salvage. He gets his money back. The probe's still alive. The SCV has been attached to the tail end of this probe for most of the game. A new form of worker harassment. And finally. So, overall, I mean, MaxPax is fine. Maybe not emotionally. But, and Phoenix is on the way, which is a great built-in counter to the Cyclone play. Overall, that was very annoying, but he didn't really kill any probes, and ByuN's command center is significantly later than the expansion of MaxPax, so, Many players will panic and, like, pull probes or use an overcharge or something silly, but MaxPax has shown, like, while he's struggled against ByuN's multitasking, he has not panicked, is the key part. And I think that's like 3/4 of dealing with ByuN. The other quarter is very important as well. You need the whole picture, but a lot of players will just try to dive on his army, and that just isn't the play. So, MaxPax playing a very collected Protoss here. Phoenixes. The lighting on this map is quite odd. It feels like there's like multiple light sources. Not that that's particularly wrong. It always strikes me as a little weird. Maybe because of all the lights from the city. Okay. I don't think it's bad. It just strikes my eye holes weird each time. Just like that statement. Like and subscribe. Fly over that. That's not safe. Well, Cyclone going to strongly discourage the Phoenixes from going any further. Reapers, one caught. The Immortals spotted. That, I mean, that's something. Stalker, sir, please. Not because you told us to, because we wanted to. Stalkers do seem very pretentious. Why are you wearing a bandana? You don't have a mouth. To hide my thoughts from you. Fair. Five SCVs. Oh, he cancels the lock and then moves on. 5 SCVs alongside a whole bunch of Marines. He's just going through the rocks. The bone trench here. Take down the rock towers. Not that that would stop this attack from happening, but okay. Here we go again. This time, multiple Immortals. This is a key difference from MaxPax on Dragon Scales, where MaxPax kind of rushed the Colossi out. This time he built a couple Immortals to deal with this. And those Immortals, quite good against tanks, bunkers, just not very vulnerable. They're not vulnerable to turrets unless he accidentally lifts his own Immortal in turret range. So, barriers used, but so far MaxPax. And also there's no turrets. Never mind. Well, here we go. He's going to use this gold base layout here. Oh, wait, there's no... But that's a vision blocker, right? No, you can see through it! So he doesn't even need to have vision on that other side, though he'd like to. Wow, I didn't know. I thought this would be for sure. I don't know. I think that would favor the aggressive player more if it was a blocker, though, so... Oh, my. Wow. This is... The reinforcements are getting cut off, but the army that's already here, he stimmed once. No extended thermal lance yet. He's already taken so much damage on the Colossi. What is going on? Oh, he's microing the feet. Oh, my God. It's a disaster. He was microing the Phoenixes, I'm sure. And he loses a Colossus. He's lost so much already. Is there not things easily replaced here? The tanks. The turrets are zoning out one of the angles for the Phoenixes, and then the Marines, of course, and the Cyclone. It's do or die as this Nexus starts to go down, like... MaxPax, now or never. Never it is. Colossi angrily slide past. He's gonna get supply blocked as the Nexus and these pylons die. It's a hard supply block, too. He's got 2, 3... Now he's adding 4 pylons, but he can't even warp in right now. Even though the gateways are opening up. He's gonna lose another pylon. He might not even be on supply block. He's building 7 pylons. Which... does not bode well. ByuN's like, yep. Good. Alright. Cool. He doesn't want to pull back from this. Once again, the Bronze League hero strat seems to be... like, what is this? The Zealots could go kill this. But you don't want to risk getting him sniped off. There's 4 turrets! The tanks will siege. Colossi gotta be a little careful. He's targeting down the turrets, which is kind of allowing a lot of DPS time on the Zealots. And now the turrets are hitting the Colossus here. It will be cleaned up. Oh my god. Oh my god, it almost died to a turret. So, he does clean up the attack. But at what cost? One key point is ByuN doesn't even have... like, his starport is still building the reactor. Like, this is actually quite rough for ByuN. As he doesn't have medevacs. He has +1. The target fire on the tanks. Ooh, the Phoenixes weren't with the army to help maybe pick up the tanks or something. And the tanks readjust and knock out that Colossus that the turret softened up. Archons are great. They can absorb a lot of the tank hits, but there's plenty of bio behind right now. Overall, MaxPax is far from dead. But it's definitely not a comfortable position. He's looking for whatever angle he can find, but tanks have a lot of range. Their full given name is siege tanks, so there's a certain implication there. Three ghosts are on the way as MaxPax builds up this attack, adds a few Archons in. Medevacs, MaxPax doesn't know for sure, but he knows it's not going to get much better. Target's down. Sit down, tanks. Well, one of them gonna hold for now. Boys pulled. Oh, but the tank dropped to the deck, knocks out the Colossus with its dying shot. But the medevacs are out. It's not... still very good, but EMP strips away the shields of most of the Archons. Ghosts are pretty good against charge lots as just an auto-attacking unit as well. Oh, MaxPax is so close to breaking it. That was actually, he found the best opportunity. He didn't know for sure exactly what it would be, but he knows it's not getting any easier as ghosts and medevacs get added in. So until what is in there? Archon drop. Until he can add in either upgrades or reinforce his robo units now. That was it. That was the best opportunity to get damage. And now he just has to try to contain ByuN. So, MaxPax, like I mentioned, I thought he gets another go at it. He's going to do better. I'd say this is better than Dragon Scales. Is it much better? He has the supply lead. The upgrades, though, and now the unit composition. The upgrades are really tough, especially considering most of this is charge lots and Archons. Well, he's coming in again. I think only one ghost has EMP. He's holding on to it. The ghosts are recharging their energy. Another one pops out. Disruptor's on the way, but we got a game. Okay. ByuN, not confident enough to move out. MaxPax will retake his base. Now the 4th. +1 on the way. No, is there an armory for ByuN? No. That means 2-2 is a long way off. So that upgrade advantage will not be compounded anytime soon. Unfortunately, the third base mining at all, as well as just the nature of Terran production, has really kicked in. ByuN has... Does he have 5 Rex? Oh yeah, the proxy Rex floated to the natural. He has 5 Rex up and running. He's got all his add-ons. He's got a full 3 bases of mining here, pretty much. Not sure what these zealots think they can do. And the production has kind of exploded. One key part is that MaxPax had to fill in his infrastructure. He had to fill in his gateways. He had to build his forges. These are things that, like, those are not units on the field. Those are money you have to invest to get the payoff. So, that is why the supply gap has widened so much in the last minute or two. The Disruptors. A bit of a prayer against ByuN. But we'll see. Sometimes prayers are answered. Not yet, though. Huge warp into the natural. ByuN already looking to respond to it. Goes in towards the base. There is one Disruptor. The charge lots have to micro away. A couple tanks are clipped, but again, the tank's in position at this base. Another Disruptor shot. Not nearly enough range. Colossi knocked down. Another shot. Base is gone. Another shot. I feel like my commentary is getting a little repetitive, but the outcome of these Disruptor shots is as well. Marauder. Now the high ground. There's no real anti-air to deal with the Vikings. He picks up. ByuN, in potentially the final move, picks up and heads to the main. Half his army there, which is a problem for another day, says MaxPax, as he tries to clean up the everything on the logo, but the tanks are blasting through the Raptors. The Vikings are knocking down the Colossi. The main base is untouched, and ByuN turns it back around 4-2. So, MaxPax taking more games than Hero against ByuN in recent best of sevens, but not many more. ByuN showing an array of options against an array of Protoss strategies, and still with quite a dominant performance. He can bleed, but probably not more than you in the process. ByuN. The expectations are the expectations are in the finals, Game 7 against Cyril. I don't know who wins, but right now, I'd be disappointed at anything less than a ByuN versus Cyril 7-game finals for the World Championship. I think that's the best thing we could dream of right now, and I don't think it's particularly unlikely. So, thank you guys for watching. Made your day a little bit better. Jimmy, pick this one out for you. Not them. This video. Check it out. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Good luck. Have fun. Stay tuned.